Federation is having one country, one people, and one government. And that stage is the final stage of integration. Because originally, an attempt has been made to fast track the federation. Also, work committee, who is my vice chairperson, went also around and asking people, "Are you ready for confederation? For federation?" And they said, "Not yet. We have fears, we have challenges, and we have concerns." Some were talking about things which are quite difficult. That each country should have the same system of governance. And then they say, "Well, that is not very possible." This process was triggered by the leaders
themselves, not the people.
It's not something which was the referendum was held and said you need a confederation.
Okay.
A referendum will be held afterwards.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
So the leaders themselves are not the one to be decided. Finally, the decision to decide to agree whether we should have confederation will be decided by the people.
Hello, you're welcome to The Context by The New Times. My name is James Munyaneza, and today we are going to be discussing an important subject regarding the East African regional integration. The last couple of weeks, 2 weeks to be specific, a delegation led by, a high-powered delegation that constitutes a team of experts, legal experts, constitutional lawyers, men and women with so many years of experience in this space have been to Rwanda to consult about the process leading up to East African political federation. But just before the federation, there is a bridge that has been proposed, and this is the confederation. And with me today is the chair of that panel of eminent persons that is working on a process to draft the constitution for the East African Confederal organ. I'm with the former Chief Justice of Uganda, Benjamin Odoki. Benjamin, you're welcome to the podcast of the Context podcast, but also I hope you have had a good time in Rwanda, in Kigali. The last couple of weeks, you've been traveling up the hills and valleys of this country. I hope you had a good experience in this last few days. Was this your first time to travel this country, like beyond Kigali? You were in Rubavu, that's close to the border with Congo. You were in Huye, that's in the south, and you were in Nyagatare, close to the border with Uganda, and also with Tanzania. What was your impression from that exercise?
Thank you very much for having me and for this opportunity to share my experiences with the people of this great republic. Yes, we arrived here 2 weeks ago and started our work in Kigali, and as you have said, we went to those other provinces.
Yes.
To ensure that we covered the entire country. As you said, we are involved in deepening and strengthening integration, meaning that we need to improve the cooperation, working together, sharing resources, and assisting each other as brothers and sisters, because East Africa can boast of being fraternal. There's fraternity. We live in borders. created by other people, but we are brothers and sisters foremost. And therefore, we need to, if we have shared prosperity, we need to share the strategic security to defend our borders and defend ourselves. That's the meaning of integration. That's why we have those 4 pillars: customs union, market, common market, monetary union, and political federation. So our purpose, as you said, is to come and share, to find out the views of the people of Rwanda, what they think about integration, which is actually a political confederation. We found that people are very alert. They know what they want. They want to have free borders, free movement of people, goods and services, and they're anxious to see that the borders do not prevent them from achieving their cooperation, which is like trade, movement of services, like education, movement of goods, and so forth. And so they are very keen on having this integration. And basically, the process will strengthen the first 3 pillars, because we're already working on a monetary union. And then when eventually we become political confederation, we shall have finished the 4 pillars. Now, the confederation is a transitional model. It's just the leaders, the summit decided that we go gradually towards federation. Federation is having one country, one people, and one government. And that stage is the final stage of integration. And so we have to move slowly. We have to be able to delegate some powers to the center and through institutions. The countries could remain sovereign. They remain having their structures, but nevertheless they will have to share certain services, certain institutions, and be able to cooperate better. So coordination at the center is what need to be strengthened.
Thank you, Chair, for that big picture that you have shared, and I think also for those maybe who may not have followed the whole process leading up to your visit to Rwanda, you of course have previously been to Burundi, you've been to Uganda, you've been to Kenya, carrying out the same exercise, and of course, if you look at your team, I did mention that you were you are Chief Justice of Uganda for a long time, but also you actually led the team that wrote the Constitution of Uganda that was promulgated in 1995, and you went through that whole process of consulting the whole country, the people of Uganda, on what kind of constitution they would want to have, and why they would like to have this, and and that or not that, and of course you also have on your team experts with the vast experience as well. The former Attorney General, of course, for instance, of Kenya, who is your deputy, Amos Wako. You come with a lot of experience, and that I think speaks to the intentionality and to the importance that the summit, the leaders of East African community, heads of state, attached to this process. When you were first commissioned, to take on this work, this assignment, what was the briefing like from the summit, the leaders?
Well, the summit, as you have said, the summit did request the Council of Ministers to nominate experts. Each country has got 3 experts, 2 constitutional experts, and 1 draft person, and those who draft draft legislation. So all the countries have now nominated 3 experts, And in Burundi here, Rwanda here, we came with the countries, so the experts from 6 countries. Burundi and the DRC did not send representatives to this consultation. The experts are highly qualified people. None of them are professors of law, professors of political science, and professors of other things, and others are senior public officers who have advisors to the presidents, others have been served in politics before, parliament and so on. As you said, my vice chairman, Senator Amos Wako, was a former Attorney General of Kenya and was also former Senator of Kenya. So we have quite a lot of expertise, and I think that the team is fit for the purpose. In exercises like this one, you have tried to be as much inclusive as possible. And so we have a diversity of experiences. We also have ladies, the women on the team. And we think that it reflects the diversity of East Africa as a whole. And so we were requested to move around the countries of East Africa to seek the views of the people. What do you think about this? Because originally, an attempt has been made to fast track the federation. Also, Wako committee, who is my vice chairperson, went also around and asking people, "Are you ready for confederation? For federation?" And they said, "Not yet. We have fears, we have challenges, and we have concerns." Some were talking about things which are quite difficult, that each country should have the same system of governance. And then they say, well, that is not very possible. I think that for the time being, that's not possible. Even the level of development and so on, and so forth and so forth. And so they said, no, before we can do that, let's go slowly. Gradual process of integration. This is basically the message. Let's go slowly. Let us have confidence building mechanisms through this confederation. So it is a transitional model. It's an interim measure, but eventually we'll go to the political federation. So we were asked to go around, and after getting the views of the East Africans, we are supposed to produce a model, a proposal. This is what it should look like. After proposing that model, we are supposed to draft a constitution of the confederal political confederation. Now, a constitution normally is an instrument which governs a country. And so if you do like a federation, it has a constitution. So federation, the constitution is supposed to lead towards federation. That's why it is called the constitution. And that's why we are consulting the people. A constitution is not like a treaty. It has to be built from the people. A constitution evolves from the people. But the treaty, the leaders can just sign. And that is at the government level. But this is people-driven. It has to be originated from the people. That's why we are here.
But Chair, did you get a sense so far from the countries you've visited? And I know that you said, you from your impression here is that people are aware of what is going on. But do you think the people of East Africa across these different countries, let me say, really understand these details? Like when you talk of, let's say, the pillars of the integration agenda, customs union, monetary union, common market, of course, the ultimate one is the political federation. Do they even understand these pillars and how they affect their lives? Of course, if somebody sees that they are not able to sail across the border, that they can tell. but they may not figure out if this means there's a problem at the level of customs union or at the level of common market. In terms of the public, generally, are they in a position to really offer solid, rich, informed thoughts and views, or do you also get to a situation where you first educate them, explain before they can now offer their insights and the opinions?
There are a number of ways of evolving political institutions or instruments. The Uganda model was that he went around the country to educate the public.
Okay.
First of all.
Okay.
Then he went around again to collect the views.
Okay.
Because when he went first time, they said, but we don't know.
We don't know what
we
was.
said, give us your views, but we don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Yes.
You come, give us the time, come and tell us what the Constitution is, what we need to do, why we need the one.
Yes.
Then afterwards, come back and get the collective views. So there were two rounds.
Yes.
This is a regional process. It's not possible to go around, even to reach the village level, per village. We combine the villages, we combine the villages in a district, every district are combined in the province. Because it's regional. It's not national. National level is one unit. Mm-hmm. But if you have so many countries now, which you have to cover, we have so far covered only 4 out of 8 in 6 years.
In 6 years?
Yes, because we started working in 2019.
What happened along the way?
Challenges. This is what we're talking about challenges. Challenges which we faced.
Yeah.
Postponements.
Yes.
People fix even here.
Yeah.
We were supposed to come here earlier.
Yeah.
Fix you can even say COVID, but COVID is not the only answer.
Yeah.
Even the border thing was going to be disrupted.
Yeah.
So there are many challenges. Countries are busy with other things. In other countries, leaders are changing and so on. You are going to another country, then I think something happened to the leadership there, so you couldn't go there. A political crisis in some countries. Mm-hmm. Yes, and so on.
And of course, sometimes also we have had, of course, those issues of disagreements between countries or a few tensions here and there sometimes. And this has been, I think, evident even in, these last couple of years. Even currently, you have those challenges.
Yeah, but the disputes between various countries, we're not very much. I don't think it was one of the cases for postponement or delay of a program.
Okay.
You can say it will affect, because some countries may be insecure. Mm-hmm. It may not be possible for us to
visit,
or they may not have been. They may not feel that they are ready.
Yeah.
So there's been a delay. Sometimes funding and so forth. And this is a regional process, not national. You will see that the formula for payment of contributions to the East African Community has been changed because some countries are not able to pay.
Yes.
So they have had to reduce their contribution so that it's equitable. So those are the challenges. The experts were ready to move around, but then it was not possible for countries to say we are now ready because of internal contradiction or problems. And so we think that, as you said, are people aware of the issues?
Yeah.
Ordinary person wants the mundane things he wants to, because we want a borderless East Africa.
Yeah.
I come from Uganda border. My vice chairman comes from Kenya border. We are neighbors. I can go to his home on foot even. We have even what is called no man's land. where we people cross and go across to buy things or to whatever, to visit relatives. Now they have also introduced that you can come to visit a country using national ID.
National ID, yes.
So this is what we are looking for. Okay. They want to be able to move freely, to trade, to work, and provide services.
That's true.
So their interests are known.
Yeah.
But the problem is that the countries like customs, there are some barriers which have to be removed.
Yeah.
And that is how you need a structure which can harmonize these policies which are affecting people.
Chair, earlier you did talk about the fact that this process of consultation that hopefully takes us to a confederal authority of sorts strengthens these other area pillars or stages of the East African integration process. But there are also those who still say, wait, we still cannot move across borders. Some borders are, we have had border closures, we've had non-tariff barriers. I saw a team of IALA members, East African Legislative Assembly members, talking about the continued existence of non-tariff barriers, talking about the issue of free movement of people and trading across borders, that if we're still struggling with those, let me say, basics, are we ready to actually even contemplate, think about coming together politically whether it's in the form of federation or confederation? Are those concerns valid, and how would you allay those concerns?
You see, a confederation intends to allow countries to work together more effectively by delegating some of the functions which they exercise through a regional organization. For instance, I gave an example of when I was studying, I was using East African Airways, Dar es Salaam from Kenya. There was a regional airline. There was also a regional railway.
That was back in the 1970s?
60s.
60s.
Yes.
Wow.
So that is the former East African community.
Yes.
The ministers there were 3 ministers were at the headquarters, not in the national state, but at the headquarters, infrastructure, social services, etc. In other words, coordination is weak. Each country can impose, even if you have customs union, what machinery coordinates customs union policies? There should be the Police Director General of Customs for East Africa. There should be a minister in charge of finance and economic development.
And these ministers should be seated somewhere at the central.
So that is
location.
How you seed, you
some
give,
of your powers.
Delegate powers that, okay, we have a ministry here, but the one for which you supervise the confederal structure. Because that is how it will be strengthened. And that's how somebody will be able to supervise these people who are, you have some policies and policies are not working. So who is going to enforce that? If every country says, we have sovereignty, I can do that. But they should agree that there will be enforcement mechanism at the regional level. So enforcement is weak.
Yeah.
That's the purpose of political power.
Yeah, fair enough. I think then that brings me to another question, that even with that transition, a transitional model of confederation before you reach the federation proper, there must be different models even with that. And this is not going to be the first confederal arrangement in the world. You must have carried out research and seen how others have gone about challenges and how the structure of those bodies was conceived and the learnings over the years. One thing that I understand is it's going to be voluntary, so a member can join or leave. So the model itself, what guarantees do you think it would offer? Of course, no 100% guarantees, never, but at least what are some of the regards that we've put in place, or you're going to put in place?
You are right.
Yeah.
There have been models. Some of them failed, but others transited to a federation, like in America. The Articles of Association in America, there was a confederation of colonies, okay, the states. I don't know, it was 21 or something. But they agreed. They said, their constitution says that in order to make a perfect union, to assure the prosperity and its dignity of Americans, they have come together to form a federation. So the idea is forming a more perfect union can spring from a confederation to a federation.
Okay.
Switzerland is there, other countries are there. So, but other countries failed, like Senegambia. The Gambia and Senegal were also, but they went apart.
Collapse, yeah.
So it is a question of confidence building. If people are not confident, there's no trust amongst the countries. Yeah. They won't federate. And you asked me about the so-called principle of variable geometry. That the willing people, those who are willing, will join.
Coalition of the willing.
Coalition of the willing.
Yes.
You know these things.
Yes.
Better than me.
No.
Coalition of the willing. So I don't think that we should emphasize that.
Okay.
Personally. Okay. We need to move together, be accommodative.
Okay.
And craft something which does not destroy East African community.
Okay.
Because if you are saying that two people can come together and leave others outside, you ask, what happened to the other people outside? I know you want to have that confederation, which is not even a perfect union. Federation is a perfect union, but the confederation is not perfect. It's a transition. So there are people who are saying, yes, those who are not willing, they're not ready, they should join us later.
Once they are
ready. Ask them, what happens to those who are not willing? What will you achieve? So it's a debatable question.
Yes.
You're right. Debatable question.
Yeah.
But for them, they say, oh, yes, we had views saying, oh, you're willing, we condition of the willing. What for? For what purpose? And what did it achieve? For those two countries, what did it achieve? They better federate then and become one country, because that will be more effective. I'm not disputing their views. They're entitled to their views that you can have a coalition of a few people, and then you ask them what will happen to the other members. Supposing two of them agree, or three, and 6 don't agree, or 5. What happened to them? That they will be joining later. If they don't see the benefit, they will not join.
They will not join.
So it is a very critical issue. Who will form the confederation initially? It's true to say those who have agreed. If they don't agree, there will be no coalition. There will be no confederation. That's my view. If nobody says we don't want this thing, like they said, we didn't want the federation. Fast tracking. They said no, we're not now. So the people are free to say now that, when they have seen the model, because we haven't proposed the model yet. When you propose the model will be sent back to the people. Is this what you want? Can it work?
Oh, there will be another phase.
The model will be, the heads of state said we should propose a model to them.
Yes.
Before we draft the constitution. It
Yes.
has to be approved.
Yes.
If they say even the Wako committee drafted the constitution, sent to the head of state, they say, we don't want it.
Will the people have a say
Oh, yeah.
on the model itself?
The Wako committee was following another committee, which went around again because they said people have got fears, concerns, and challenges. So then another body was set up to go around and find out how can you address these concerns and fears and so on.
Yeah, and they were building on those insights now.
The whole thing collapsed. It collapsed, that is nearly 10 years ago.
Yes.
So the people have to be consulted. It cannot work without, because you see, we had argument that some of these structures, if you like, called East African community or otherwise, failed because of leaders disagreed, and people were not consulted. So now we have the leaders and the people, and all of them have to be consulted. That's the difference. That's the difference now.
So you're saying now
it's
the approach that
yes,
the region has taken, the EAC has taken now, gives the bloc,
yes,
the economic community,
yes,
a chance to withstand the problems that the previous EAC faced, and it collapsed eventually.
Yes.
Okay, and you're saying the involvement of the people today is the main difference.
The main difference.
Okay, but again, are there some of the like other learnings, other insights from that experience of 78 when the former EAC now failed and collapsed?
That's why that's why people are talking about coalition of the willing. In other words, during that time, the community collapsed.
And there were only 3 countries.
Yeah, because 2 countries could have remained behind, or 2 or 3.
Yes.
They all because of one man, they said, no. The 2 countries could have remained. That's coalition of, which means that you have a right to withdraw like a European Union.
Yeah.
Britain has withdrawn.
Yes.
But the Union has not collapsed.
It has not collapsed. Interesting. So now back to the process itself now.
Yes.
What are some of the concerns that people have raised about the confederation itself? Are there some of the areas they feel like, this one we don't want to delegate to any other person, to any other authority? This one has to be our own government in charge. Are there some of those areas that are so protective and they don't want to let go of in any powers?
We did not so much dwell on the idea of withholding powers. We are concerned with what powers are they prepared to cede to the center?
Okay.
Because the thinking, the understanding is that states remain sovereign.
Okay.
And because they remain sovereign, that is the starting point. What are you prepared to delegate? So if you ask them what we remain with, they say we remain in our power. They want power, local government, they want power. All those institutions you cannot change.
Yeah.
Because you cannot change the system here to be like Uganda.
Yeah.
And they were not concerned about that because they knew that to remain. The issue is, you have education system here. How would you pull together your idea so that students are able to move across without asking for visas, without requiring them to do this, so that you have a coordinating institution like Inter-University Council of East Africa to be able to coordinate education policies and allow a free movement of students and so on. So they're more concerned with that one. They know education system here will not change.
Yes.
And they're not talking about but policies will be harmonized so that after approving policies, then the countries themselves would adjust. In other words, they will benefit from those policies.
Yes. So other than education, what are other areas that they will
Health. They were talking about cross-border vaccination and all this.
Okay, vaccination. Okay.
Diseases and so on, ensuring that social services, there are those areas where they thought they should coordinate and so forth. But more infrastructure, of course. Infrastructure.
Like electricity.
Yeah.
Roads,
transport,
railway,
and so on.
energy, countries coming together
energy,
to mobilize resources together. Energy sector.
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you believe that they are confident? I mean, the people of East Africa, where you have been already to, that is Uganda, Kenya, Burundi, Rwanda. Are they confident in their political leaders, in the summit, in the leaders of East African community, that they are going to deliver on these promises?
I don't know how can I answer. This process was triggered by the leaders.
Themselves, not the people.
It's not something which was the referendum was held and said you need a confederation.
Okay.
A referendum will be held afterwards.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
So the leaders themselves are not the one to be decided. Finally, the decision to decide to agree whether we should have confederation will be decided by the people. Okay.
Now let's talk about a little bit about the confederation itself.
Yes.
Itself as an organ. Have you considered or have you reached that point where you're looking at the structures or let's say the financing aspect, the reporting mechanisms, all those kind of now details that are a bit more technical? Have you reached that stage yet?
We have not reached that stage. It will be premature to decide on basis of 2 or 3 countries the structure.
Okay.
There are proposals, but those proposals are only tentative. We are not yet decided on what structure it will be.
So you don't know, like, if the head of that body is going to be like president of East African?
We don't know.
Okay.
People are talking about president of East Africa.
Okay.
Oh, yes. They're saying that maybe we should strengthen the summit, whether there should be 2 presidents at the summit, whether the secretariat should have a person equivalent to a president instead of a secretary general. Oh, the structures are being proposed. But for us, we have not decided.
Oh, interesting. Like, okay, are they saying that body can have like the police, the army? I mean, that is now the security
is
sector.
One of those organs where they say you can even have a regional army. So defense and security, those are areas where they think we can have a stronger cooperation. Because even the standby force, I understand, for Eastern Africa, it's not for East Africa. Maybe we don't have one. Oh, yes. Those are areas where, because security is very important. Because if someone attacks us, what will happen? Each country here, you can see what is happening. We should not depend on foreigners to defend us.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And of course, lessons from, let's say, what the standby force is how they are conducting their work and the challenges they are facing as well. But let's come back to now the point of the aspect of the time frame. If it has taken you 6 years, your team 6 years to consult the citizens of only 4 out of 8 countries, that means if the same challenges remain, we are talking of potentially 12 years of the consultation process itself, and then the drafting of the constitution and all. So it will take then 10, 20 years, 30 years before even a confederal body can come into existence. Do you have, like, when you envision, do you have like a timeline in mind that you think this is possible by this time?
You see, when you are appointed, we put forward a program, what you call a roadmap.
Yes.
For 2 years. We were supposed to finish the work within 2 years. Now, so
it is now 6 years, and you have 6 years. Halfway done.
The program, even the heads of state have been giving directives that finish by this. Now we are supposed to finish by June. June is over.
June is over.
The directive that all the consultation will be finished by June this year.
Yeah.
The communique.
Yeah.
Nothing. We have not finished.
Yeah.
So then what?
Another 6 years.
Now they will ask for extension.
Yeah.
And another 1 year. No, they give all the time extension 1 year, 1 year, 1 year.
Yeah.
Now, and now we are preparing to go to Tanzania, United Republic of Tanzania, URT, next month. That's what we're preparing to do. And thereafter, hopefully, we go to Republic of South Sudan. We hope that by the end of the year, we might be able to cover vast majority of all the countries where it's possible to go. Some countries, we don't know whether we're able to go to DRC and so on, but or Somalia. But I think that if the heads of state employ, because you see, there's nobody because people are sovereign. They pass resolutions, and other heads of state ignore, or other countries ignore. So that's the problem we have. But we will have a strategy. We cannot announce a strategy ourselves. It has been suggested that we should even, after a certain credible number of states, we should prepare a draft, at least what you call, no, you could call it a tentative proposal from what we have seen. What model is likely to happen?
Like so that 6 out of 8 countries?
Yeah, something of the sort, credible number.
Okay.
So that we can we can call it interim report. And if we're able to get other countries, maybe, but we will be able to indicate
the direction.
Are people prepared to have confederation? If so, what model? And if so, are the heads of state, heads of state now controlling this process? Are they prepared to have it? And if the heads of state are preparing it, what about the people themselves? We can still test credibility of what we have so far gathered. There are models there, and some people say the European Union copied from East African Community, the old one. But you can see that its structure still is robust. I don't know about AU and so on. We'll see if we can propose a modified East African community.
It really feels like this is a task, an assignment that you have to do with a lot of patience.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of understanding, with an open mind. And of course, you alluded the fact that in this particular, mission here in Rwanda for this exercise, you did not come with your colleagues from Congo and from Burundi. That itself, how are you managing on navigating that in itself?
I don't want to say certain things here.
No, I get it.
Because it has happened that in some countries, in some consultations, some countries never attended. But Burundi was the first country where we went, and they have been attending. DRC has never attended, so they're not at the same level. DRC has never attended. In fact, they just nominated their experts. We have never seen them. And as I told you, all the countries, the 6 countries, experts attended. Now, you can say DRC is is still a baby because it also have just in the community, and we may have to go slow on it. Then Burundi, I don't know what reason they had. They must have experienced the secretariat. Sometimes the other reasons.
Or the members don't communicate to.
No, they communicate to the secretariat. The people holding this process, controlling this process, the secretariat in Arusha, not us.
Okay.
When I was chairman of the Constitutional Commission of Uganda, I was the boss.
Yes.
I was in charge of the process.
Yes.
I had the resources and I had the staff. We don't have our own staff. Well, that's the consultants.
That's quite challenging.
And they are the ones who arrange programs, not us. You see, that's the structure of a regional organization.
Yeah.
It's different. And so I'm a lame duck chairman. Because I cannot enforce the attendance of... When I was chairman, I had to force people to attend and give... if they didn't attend, they had to give reasons. So we have that problem. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that that's quite a challenge.
And I was going to say that, as you said, I agree with you, we have to be patient.
Yeah.
In Uganda, the process, as you said, from 88 to 95.
Yes.
How many years? Not 7?
Just 7 years. 7 years.
And one country.
In one country.
To produce a constitution. So, yes.
Now this is, as we are talking about 6 years. Okay.
So 10 years is for confederation. It's not too bad.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. I get your point. Now there's this. I know you. Of course, you're not speaking on for the secretariat. You're aware, of course, of the issues of funding.
I know. I'm aware.
This affects you directly. Your work and your team. Is there a funding? Is there an aspect of funding from how in the consultation process? How do the citizens think about that, and if that is part of how engagements with the people, and have you thought about it probably, and maybe how could you how do you think the region can overcome that? And I know they have revised lately contribution model, equitable, as you earlier hinted at.
I can tell you this. One day we went to meet the president of Uganda and we complained about money. I said, I'm going to contribute some money. And he contributed.
Individually.
So they have not only him, but others have also contributed. I will not go to mention their name.
Yes.
I'm just stating because this is my president.
Yes.
I can talk.
Yeah.
But other presidents have also contributed because of the gap in funding by other countries. So this process, we got donations from well wishers, other governments which keen on the process. But the secretariat, which is the East African Community, has got problems of funding, and you know that reduced staff and so on.
Yes,
because they didn't have enough money. So that's the problem, and I do hope that we do have funds for going to do a few countries. I understand.
Yeah. But we also know that this is just not funding. I mean, you don't need the money to remove non-tariff barriers. You don't need the money to open the borders.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge lies elsewhere probably. Now, as we draw to a close of this conversation, I want us to talk about, again, your main takeaways, specifically from our people here. You did talk about, like our people in Rubavu, for instance, which is close to Congo. Do they share even sentiments with the people of, let's say, Nyagatare, who are close to Uganda? And do they share even the same similar or same sentiments with the people in Kenya, area, where you come from, Eastern Uganda, Western Kenya? Anything that struck you?
Now, you see, you're cornering me. But I can start with what is, very well, that people here are very strong on genocide. And they were saying that this confederation must stop this. Of course, we didn't hear it from other countries. They were not going through that experience. We have had wars, but this is different. So they're saying the prevention of genocide must be part of the principles of the confederation. But the rest of other things are the same because they're mundane in trade, free movement of goods, and so on and so on and so on. Non-tariff barriers and all these things, infrastructure, building, ensuring that we have connectivities there, and so on. The rest of East Africans, they are the same.
And to be honest, as you shared, like if you look at across borders, communities on either side of, whatever countries you have to pick, they share a lot. They speak the same language in most cases. Yes. They trade, even informally. For them, they're actually integrated. They intermarry. You get a sense that maybe their communities, border communities have advanced. They are far ahead than probably even their leaders and maybe other communities that are far from the border. Did you see that? Did you get a sense that the border communities
can say
are
that
more,
the border people are more keen?
They're more keen.
Because, for instance, we went to Garissa. Garissa is near Somalia.
Garissa and Kenya.
Somalia.
Yes.
And Garissa is, I think it's a district for even Somalis, but living in Kenya.
Yes.
They were very keen on integration with Somalia.
Yes.
And we people, with the Babaluya group, we Western Kenya and Eastern Uganda.
Yes.
We are very keen. As I told you, we just cross and so on and
That's
so on
true.
and trade.
That's true.
And I told people that we don't actually smuggle. That's international trade.
That's international.
Regional trade.
Yeah, that's true.
We just trade with our neighbors. So in all those things, that's why one stop what? The one stop
border post, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, what else?
That's true.
So basically, we need to strengthen these mechanisms, which people understand. There are so many other things which happen, but the mundane things which affect the ordinary person, this is what I'm talking about. Yes. That's the purpose of strengthening, you see, what we have already. It's not building, you don't have to build new things. It's strengthening what we have. And it has to be through institutions.
Yeah. I think for you it is even more personal. This story, this agenda of integration, looking at where you come from, your home village, looking at your experience as a student back then when you would travel across these countries. You must be feeling like that sense of being nostalgic, at a personal level. What does this mean to you?
I'm an East African. I have a degree, Bachelor of Laws, honors, University of East Africa. It's not University of Uganda or Dar es Salaam, because I studied in the University of East Africa, which was having one university with law in Dar es Salaam, engineering in Kenya, medicine in Uganda. And we Ugandans and other Kenyans had to go to Dar es Salaam to study law with Tanzanians there. The vice chairman, Amos Wako, was my classmate in Dar es Salaam from Kenya.
Wow.
Yes.
That's the vice chairman of your committee.
Yeah. The vice chairman of your committee.
Yeah.
So you will see that we are East Africans. And the money we're using is East African shilling. The shilling. There was no need for changing money when you are going to Dar es Salaam from Uganda or Kenya and so on. It's the same currency.
They had made a lot.
This is exactly the same thing we're trying.
They had made a lot of. They had made a lot of progress. Yeah.
Oh yes. Going by the railway, East African Railways, East African Airways, same currency, same education. Inter-University Council was there.
Yeah. So if it was possible then.
Oh yes, this is what we are saying. We are reflecting on.
Yeah. So yesterday, you, of course, after your tour.
Yes.
You had a meeting with the leadership of the country. You met
the
minister, but of course, ultimately, later you met the president. Do you want to share some of the things you discussed? Do you want to share some of the things you may have discussed with the president?
No. You see, our meeting with the president was to brief him about what has happened and what is happening. And what we told him said, yes, people, that's what they want. But what's the problem? Why are we not confederating quickly? What is happening?
Yeah.
So we said that's the question.
Yeah.
Why are we not doing it? People want it. Why are we not doing it? So that's the question we have to answer.
That's the question. I think it's going to be let me say, from an ordinary East African perspective, the question is going to be, how do we translate, what these statements, these assignments, whatever drafty legislation, whatever constitution, into everyday realities. So I think everybody is going to be looking forward to this new momentum and what comes out of this. So as you conclude your visit again here in Rwanda, are you leaving more confident? Are you more confident that what you're building is going to come to life?
Well, I have done headed a number of institutions and crafted many instruments and very serious challenges. I think that from what I've seen, I'm encouraged. You see the people, the people themselves are for us, if you look at the community is centered on the people rather than leaders. And that's what is most important. I think that when eventually, for instance, produced the Uganda Constitution, said, this is what the people want. The verdict of the people, not of the leaders. This is what the people want. So if we produce what the people want, then we shall tell the leaders, this is what people want. What are you waiting for? Mechanism has to be put in place to ensure that the leaders are assured that they have powers. But in order to exercise those powers in the interest of the entire region, certain things have to be done. Those institutions have to be created at the center, even at the national level, so that the connection between the confederal authority and the institutions of national governments are able to enforce the policies that which coordinate, which strengthen integration. It's not that we shall have to provide a provision to handle people's lives every day. No, confederation does not deal with people. It deals with the institutions of government at the government level. And that's the mechanism for which I'm sure, if it is properly crafted, can be acceptable to both the people and the leaders. The leaders are important because this process was initiated by the leaders. And after studying the situation, and so I think that, in fact, it has been proposed that when we have done it, we should go and explain to the leaders what we have done. Why did you create this? What do you want this? It is confidence building mechanism. Not just a document and read it. They may not understand it. Even the people of Uganda we had to explain the draft constitution, translate it. Even we simplified it and send it. Do you want this? This is what you wanted. So that mechanism, democratic process, has to take place, because now we are in a different area. If we are just going to dictate policies, they will not work. It has to be people-centered. So we will have a different methodology, because as I told you, I've gone through another certain processes. So I know that methodology is very important. If you don't get the methodology correct, this document will not be accepted. So Uganda constitution was adopted 90%, almost 95%. Because it was down on the ground. You could not challenge anything we had said. We got
It came from the people.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think as we wrap up, a note of optimism.
Yeah.
I think to have even this process ongoing, despite whatever is going on in this region, even within the East African community, the politics and geopolitics and other things going on, I think it's a win, even if it is just for now, let's say. But I think coming from, a position of optimism, I believe that there is reason for East Africans to be hopeful, to be positive, to be open-minded, to look forward to a stronger and better community, whatever shape it takes. And I want to thank you so much, Chief Justice Emeritus Odoki, for making the time. Of course, you're such you're a big name, a regional powerhouse, especially in matters law. And it's my profound pleasure and privilege to be seated with you today and to have had this opportunity to listen to you, to learn from your insights, and to have a conversation around this important matter. Thank you so much for your time, for sitting through close to an hour, I guess. Thank you so much. And I wish you all the best. I wish you safe journey as you return home and every success in this exercise, in this process, for the best and for the good of all East Africans. Any parting shot from you?
No. I can definitely agree with you that we have to be positive. We have to be looking for a better East Africa, a more strengthened, deepened integration process, and I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged by the enthusiasm which we have received throughout East Africa, the countries we have visited. I'm encouraged, and I'm happy that even here we've been able to get very constructive ideas, and the East African community was attractive. That's why other countries have been joining, including Rwanda. It was attractive. We must make it more attractive. I understand other countries like Ethiopia want to join. Why should they join if the thing is there's no benefit? It has to be beneficial to the people. So I'm very positive that the process will end successfully. Something will come out of it. I don't know in what form, but we don't like this time to say that we cannot have fast track this process or this. We want to come out something. Whether we keep the East African community as it is, but what value add you? What we need to add value to what we have. Basically, that's the message. It's not the process should not be in vain. Even if we don't form a confederation, what lessons can we learn? What can we improve the East African community? That's the message.
Thank you so much, Justice Odoki, for your time and for your insights once again. And that's it. You've heard it from the man himself, Justice Odoki, as you heard, is leading a team of eminent persons from across the East African region, more than 20 of them. And the exercise, the assignment is simple. How can we move towards the ultimate aspiration of the East African community? He's ended on a positive note. That is, he's seen signs, he's been encouraged, but by what he's seen across this region. Of course, by also what is seen across Rwanda during this visit. And I want to invite you to share your perspectives, to share your comments in the comment section, to join in the conversation. And let's keep it going. Let's keep the conversation going. Let's talk about our East African community, beloved East African community, and our aspirations.